Hey everybody, Sacrifice Crush back with you here once again, and I just got back from my first ever Heroclix constructed event at the Dragon's Lair in Columbus, Ohio, Lewis Center. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead, go over a couple things that I just picked up today to kind of round out my team and kind of go over what I've learned today and really my first real, actual play test for the game. So, first things first. What I actually showed you guys in the last video when I had went over both the pizza party with She-Hulk and Hulk and the next phase She-Hulk play-at-home kit I used in the constructed event, which was a 400-point modern. But I also knew that I had to pick up some more figures because obviously if you're doing a 400-point team, you only have 260 points between those couple figures. So I was like, okay, I have to pick up a couple things. So I went on the hunt. First thing I picked up was one of the Iconics sets, which was Spider-Man Double Identity. I really like this. So, first off, I like the packaging. I think for the Heroclix product, I don't get the feeling that you have these pieces of packaging just as packaging. You can also use this as displays in your house. Why? Because this pops open just like that. And you can see your figures with a little bit of units behind it. So I really like this. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to keep these in this kind of packaging for the foreseeable future. That's how much I like this. Also, same with my next phase pizza party that I bought for She-Hulk and Hulk. It's just a real easy way to make sure you know where your figures are. It's not something like a carrying case is what you see. I know a lot of Facebook marketplacers and 3D printers will make portable units for your Heroclix, but I like these. And also, when you're not playing, it's a nice way to just present your product. And of course, eventually, this stuff is going to rotate out of Modern. So, pop it up on your shelf, you're good to go. So, but just kind of show you what we got going on here. Of course, it's pretty standard what you're getting. You're getting 2 Spider-Men. But these are 2 separate characters. One other thing I really do like about this is this. It's going to not pop up super well on video, but let's see here. So this is actually the character that I put on my team tonight. This was Spider-Man 002. Again, not sure how well it's going to show up on video, but kind of gives you a general idea. So he is a 45 point, which also the other Spider-Man's a 45 point, but their abilities are a little bit different. They both have that man's an imposter ability, which is at the beginning of your turn, choose a direct line away from Spider-Man and orient him so he's pointing at the line. Whenever Spider-Man is moved or placed, he remains pointing along that direct line. The closest other character within line of fire that occupies the last direct line that Spider-Man chose to point in can use shape change. If they can already use shape change, instead increase the result of their roll for shape change by +1. I did use that a couple times tonight. Trying to save my bacon on a couple of occasions. His other abilities are the real Spider-Man, which is leap, climb, sidestep. If no other friendly characters named Spider-Man are on the map, Spider-Man can use sidestep twice a turn. I did also end up using that ability quite a few times. I actually did not use the other Spider-Man. I'll kind of explain why here in a moment, though. Also, Webnet, which is plasticity. Opposing characters within range and line of fire must roll for breakaway as if they were adjacent to Spider-Man. Didn't really use that much a lot. Mostly because the teams I was going up against did have some abilities that kind of really counteracted that. I can't remember the other name of the character, my apologies, but basically just ignored character abilities, which I was like, no, but okay, Sarah. Then Spider-Man Spider Senses, but only succeeds on a 6 if the character can already use Super Senses. Instead, increase the result of its roll on 4 Super Senses by +1, which did work a couple times for this character. Now, when I was constructing my team for tonight, I went with this one, and that's because for this other Spider-Man, his other abilities were no one will know I'm not the real Spider-Man, Shape Change Sidestep. When Spider-Man uses Shape Change, if one or more other characters named Spider-Man are on the map, once per turn you may re-roll the result. And Accomplished Art Thief, Outwit, when Spider-Man uses it and chooses a standard power the target can use, he can use the chosen power until your next turn. And then Team Player, which is a free ability. Choose a team ability that a friendly character can use that isn't uncopyable. This character can use the chosen team ability until you choose again. So, I found myself, for versatility on the battlefield, using the 002, which is the real Spider-Man. That man's an imposter ability did come up a couple of times, which if you are really looking to use that ability for the shape change, that's a good idea to have. But I ended up using the real Spider-Man with using sidestep twice much more often, and I thought I was going to anyway. So, very much so. As much as you could probably go with these two Spider-Man in a team, it's not really optimal if you want to have that movable versatility, unless you want to be able to reroll. So I just went ahead, stuck with the number 2, put that with my Hulk team. That helped out a lot. So the other thing that I ended up doing was I picked up one of the other Heroclix Next Phase pizza parties. So I ended up picking up the pizza party that included Kate Bishop and Lucky. Now, when I was looking at these last week or the week before, I was unsure of this one because I really wasn't 100% kind of convinced on how these two characters would work in a team setting. However, when I was really kind of thinking about it and I had options on what to pick up, it's like, a lot of what I had was really kind of grounders. I didn't have anything work in range. These two helped out a little bit. However, I do think I'm going to need some tweaks long term to really kind of envision how these two characters end up working, and also really looking at the next phase set to kind of really help that along. But kind of give you a look at the figures here. This is Lucky. Now, this Lucky actually qualifies as a small character, whereas some of the other Luckies do not. They qualify as regular size. So I was able to, when I paired Lucky up with Kate Bishop, and that's how Kate looks there. Kind of impatient. Kate was able to just pick up Lucky and then go. So I had that action ability available for Lucky should I have needed it. Really didn't use Lucky all that much, but that's also why I think I'd have to look at the other characters in the set to really kind of juice that up. But I also didn't take a look at the team up abilities for Kate and Lucky so much at the time. So we're actually going to do that right now. First up, Kate Bishop. She's a 50 cost, and Lucky is a 25 cost. This would be easier if we were facing the other way. Once per turn, when Kate Bishop is carried, after resolution, she may make a range attack as if she occupied any square the character carrying her moved through. I didn't really have anybody to carry her. So, woo! And on the back, no way is it time. Free action. Choose 2 for Kate Bishop to use this turn. Knockback, Energy Explosion, or Range Combat Expert. I didn't find myself in the right scenarios in the games that I played tonight. I played two. One which I got totally murked out by a Avengers Hellfire Gala team, which I actually was able to put up some fight against, which I was very surprised on. And the gentleman I was playing against was also very helpful, and that was like my first ever real Heroclix match. I found a couple things when I was also placing out terrain. I'm like, oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have placed this character here. But in playing against that kind of a team, I did learn a lot as far as strategically placing characters on the map and working along those lines, especially with how those other abilities on the Avengers Hellfire kind of worked against me. And I thought it was actually going to be just a complete and utter, like, scorched earth. I'm worked out in like 6 turns, and actually pretty much went... actually, I think we only ended up like maybe a couple minutes short of the full hour that we had allotted. So the fact that I was able to put up a fight, that I was able to be strategic in using some of these characters, especially ones that didn't end up being 100% maybe compatible in the team, really kind of helped me realize, okay, this is really what you're doing here. Like, you're choosing characters to pair with your team and your base, which was my Hulk and my 2 She-Hulks, and that was a good thing to have happen because of that. So it's not just saying, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up a couple more ground and pounders. Okay, let's go range. Let's have a little bit of space if you need it, and so on and so forth. But didn't really help me so much tonight. But again, not a whole lot of like, super options at the moment, unfortunately. The retailers were a little low on product because we're getting close to Masters of Time in a couple of weeks. So it is what it is. But let's go and look at Lucky. Oh, before I go, there's Kate Bishop's kind of card here. Kind of give you a general idea. Now, Lucky, he's a good boy. Adjacent friendly characters that share a keyword with Lucky, modified defense +1. Did end up using that. I basically kept Lucky at Kate Bishop's side both games. Just straight up, just boom, boom. We're going to stick. We're just going to go. Ended up working in my favor a couple of times. The Pizza Dog, power, action, generated pizza object. A friendly character with a marksman keyword adjacent to that object may immediately pick it up. And no real other abilities off the back of that. However, I'll tell you what. This dog has super senses and incapacitate. And that may not look like much. But I was actually just one itty-bitty like number off the dice roll of like hitting She-Hulk for, because I had up against the Hellfire Avengers. I was like, wait a second, I almost hit She-Hulk for some pretty decent damage. I'm like, whoa, but the dice giveth, the dice taketh away. So for the team up, which I'm thinking if I would have paid a little bit more attention pre-match, I probably should have used this. But it is what it is. So Kate Bishop, 50, and again, Lucky 25, both with a team up ability. If a friendly character named Lucky is on your starting force, Kate Bishop can use Sidestep and may start the game holding a pizza object. And Pizza Party Kate, if Kate Bishop destroyed a pizza object this turn, when she attacks, opposing characters can't use Shape Change or evade attacks. That would have helped. Very much so. And then the No Way It's a Time, and again, the Avengers Initiative on the back. And Lucky's team up, Kate Bishop. If a friendly character named Kate Bishop is on your starting force, Lucky may start the game holding a pizza object. When an adjacent, or it says adjacent, friendly character hits with a range attack, Lucky may destroy a pizza object he's holding. If he does, increase the attacker's damage by +1. That's what I should have done. I think same for Lucky on the back. Oh, Pizza Party, Pizza Dog, free action. Generate a pizza object or friendly character adjacent to that object and pick it up, which basically just recycles the pizza objects and just it pumps up the damage. So yeah, I should have used that ability in my my games tonight, which would have helped. But again, first time out, I was really kind of limited on what I was going to be doing. I had some options and made a couple of decisions. Again, that first game was really just, I wanted to kind of just go into the fire and just learn, you know? It was more along the lines of, like, my high school band teacher used to say, crash and burn. That's what we did. Boom. I ended up actually taking out, I think it was Falcon, on my opponent's team. And I was like, oh, I actually knocked out somebody. I scored some points. Fantastic. Which I was like super happy with. Like when I was playing Heroclix years ago, when I only played for a short period of time, the person who was trying to teach me at a local game store was just like, and I think this might have been part of the reason why I kind of was like, I don't know about actually trying out this game. Another person who was trying to teach me was a good teacher. We just weren't, you know, hanging out so much and whatnot, but she was a good teacher at the time. But the person who I was like playing against at my local game store was just let me go ahead, mow you down, and then I'll show you what I did afterwards, you know? He was not a very good teacher. He was not. I think that might have been part of the reason why I just stayed away from Heroclix for so long. But now that there are so many other ways to learn the game and so many people around to say, okay, here's what you're doing. This is how the game is supposed to work, not only on a standard gameplay level, but also a strategic level. Things worked out a little bit better for me here. The second game that we got to play tonight, we only got to do two. Was another gentleman who was relatively new to the game. We ended up going up to time, and he got me off. He took out my Hulk for 100 points, and I wasn't able to score any on him because he got some god tier rolls tonight. Like it was just like avert. He averted damage so many. He averted these attacks. Like it's probably 6 out of 8 times within like a 4-turn run. I was like, are you kidding me? But the dice giveth, dice taketh away. So, but again, I mean, going to 1 loss and 1 technical draw, even though like I did lose since he got 100 points off of my team. It was still a fantastic event tonight. If you are in the Columbus area, I highly recommend the Dragon's Lair in Lewis Center. Of course, that's basically North Columbus and Polaris. They do have a Masters of Time pre-release event coming up in just 2 weeks. It is listed on Heroclix's Win website. I love that place. The few times I've been there so far, it's been great. Actually, since I participated tonight, got an Emma Frost from the X of Swords set. It's pretty cool. Of course, this set is getting ready to rotate out. But still a pretty sweet figure, some cool abilities. And they also run Golden Age and Silver Age events now and then as well. So I can find a team that I put this with, because of course I have a lot of Legacy Heroclix too. So I find that tonight's event was like a win all around. Really able to sit and play the game on that level, like, for me tonight was fantastic. I can't tell you how many times you can walk into any game that you try, whether it be, you know, Heroclix or Magic or Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Lorcana, which is another game like my wife just started to pick up as well. I think games like this you have to be active in, or at least attempt to learn. You can watch all the YouTube videos you want, but until you kind of really get down and dirty and be like, okay, I'm going to headlong this. There's a lot of different a lot a lot of different things that you can kind of get sideswept on online. So many people are just going to go on and on about like rules checks and this and that, but until you really kind of say, okay, you know what, I'm going to play the game, we're just going to go from there. That's where like the meat and potatoes comes from for me. So first off, to kind of close up here, I'm gonna probably look into more next phase, since I'm here in the modern setup. Obviously, I want to be able to build a better team based off of the next phase, because that's pretty much everything I have except for the iconic set right now. For modern, there is, at least in my opinion, no better way to really learn the game except through modern. You are going to have all of these abilities and all these keywords tossed at you that are legal right now, and most people are going to play. And the iconics too, I do like how Heroclix keeps iconics rotated in and out as well, which I love that. So definitely go to your local game store, wherever it may be. Try something new. Or even if, like me, you had a game earlier in your life that ended up being, maybe you had a bad teacher, you just had a bad experience, give it another shot. You never know what you're going to have a lot of fun with until you can be like, let's give it another shot. So, happened for me. Hopefully it happens for other people. I'm going to try my damnedest to get down for the Masters of Time pre-release. And I'm not even a DC guy. I'm really not a DC guy. And I'm like, you know what? I mean, it's going to be a constructed 300-point team event off of 2 boosters. Who knows? I mean, anything is possible. Just kind of reach out, grab on something like that, and say, you know what? Let's give it a shot. So, that being said, I want to thank everybody out there for kind of trudging through this with me and kind of talking shop on Heroclix. Of course, if you like what you've seen and what you've heard about the game, feel free, drop a like, subscribe. A lot of my content recently has been Heroclix. I've been really kind of digging deep into this, and I don't really see much of an end, which is really weird, right? So, once again, thank you everybody out there for watching. We will see you guys next time. You guys have a great day.